Greetings and salutations. I am Admiral Andre and welcome back to episode 2 of Transport Fever. Let's kick it off right away and keep going. So we're back here in Laramie in the year 1869, and already I can see that our medal of finishing this mission by May 1874 is in grave danger. The years are passing very fast on this speed, so maybe I must just slow it a little bit down. But you can see our tools are getting moved here inside Laramie, and there are some more waiting on the platform there. So hopefully our finances will turn around soon. We can still take out that loan that was offered to us last time, but I want to avoid it. See if we can at least finish that requirement and just get by without more money from our investors. Unfortunately, there's so much iron here, but we just don't have the money to buy another gondola here. Anyway, at least we've got some tools that's on the way. Hopefully that's a nice payday, because then we also get money from shipping it to the town. Actually, we can just speed up again. So the wide open spaces call to us once more. Let's see if we're up for the challenge. Alright, so we get a bit of money, not enough to get us out of the red here, unfortunately. Let's hope that the wagons have better luck. Well, that $1 million is looking good right now, I must say. You know, maybe we should just take out the loan. At this point I'm torn a little bit. Let's just look at the medals again. So we found the gold nugget last time, but that goes into our pockets, not into the bank account. The dry spell one is for the route that lies ahead, of course. Tool factory, act with foresight and build up a stockpile of tools as early as possible. That's before we connect Evanston, which we've done now already. Beat the competition is the deadline basically, and make your investors happy and never exceed your budget. But now that's an issue. So that could mean that we must give up one of those medals. It's either not exceeding the money and still making it before 74, or making it with our own money, but then definitely missing the deadline, because this will take a long time for us to get some profit out of this line, and I don't even know if it really is possible. It should be, but the distances are so great. If we just had more capacity on that train, we could really profit from this connection. Well, I think we might have to make the hard choice, because we're already 100,000 down. See what the payday is here, or if there's a payday. Nope. Next one. I'll give us until the end of December this year before we take out a loan. Of course it will go so fast, but I really just want to see if this wagon will make us enough profit. So let's just travel through the town of Rawlins here in 1869. A lovely community. It's nice and peaceful here, and at least they're not so isolated anymore. We've got the railroad. See, there's the drop off. Just turn in here and 2,000. Hey, no. Okay, stop. We are gonna have to take out that loan. So we already have a loan, of course, if we just click here, and that was the 3 million that we started with, but our investors that support this company would be willing to give us another $1 million, so unfortunately I think it's necessary. Alright, there we go, and we now only get 800,000, so still not at least in debt or in the negative. So let's just connect this station here before anything else. Passenger station, and rotate. I think this will be a good place. It covers the whole town anyway, just can't do it paused, of course, since it is such a small town. Here we go. Now we must go through all of the wells to meet that medal requirement. Let's just turn on the gradient. Luckily it's not too much of a gradient, but if I just try to make it as smooth as possible, it will help. There we go. Not bad at all. So where is our destination? It's back there. So luckily the lining up is going to be quite easy. Just need to cross the road and voila.
The workers are refusing to lift a finger. They're claiming that they haven't been paid for months. No idea whether that's right, but we're pretty short on money, and it's only a matter of time before the investors pull the plug on funding us. We could put off paying our guys until next month and promise them double wages in return. Or there's another alternative over in Ogden.
So we've got 3 choices to deal with the strike now. This I can pause for because we are 4 years away from our deadline. Let's just close this build button. So we can either pay the workers $100,000, which we only have 400 of. That's a quarter of our money, and we still have to reach the end goal here, which is now first Ogden. Or we can put them off paying them and just continue the railroad, but then it says unknown consequences. So what do we do now? The other option, of course, is if I just close this one, then that means we won't make a choice yet. There's a question mark over in Ogden, so that could be something. It's like the third alternative. I'm not sure. I didn't do that before. I think I actually didn't pay them. So maybe this time, I just don't know, because again the credit now, but we've anyway lost that medal, so let's pay them. Let's be fair here and just give them the money. They're certainly doing a hard work here and good work, so I'll pay them. I'm fair.
Good. Finally, it's back to work. Unfortunately, our tools are worn out and terribly inefficient. Fortunately, we acted with foresight and have already built up a sufficient supply.
I like that they recognize that you've done it already, so that was where we got the other medal now, the fact that we already had tools before we actually needed them in the mission. So we acted with foresight. I just say outstanding.
New tools are a blessing. They've made our work much easier. Now quickly over the hill to Ogden, and from there we're just a stone's throw from our destination. So come on, chop chop!
Build a rail line from Evanston to Ogden, so that is our next goal. Build a passenger station in Ogden and connect it to the route. Now, unfortunately, there is a bit of an obstacle between us and Ogden, and it's this hill. We can't really see the gradient line because of the forest, but if we just hover over it, we see it's 120 or 130 meters, whereas this is 112, so it's about 20 meters. Now, the easiest, I think, will just be to follow the road, since it's already smoothed it a little bit there. I don't want tunnels. Last time I built a tunnel and I really regretted it. So anyway, let's just get the station up. Question is where? Since, let's see, this is our end goal over here. That's Promontory Summit. So this is in Utah now. Where we're leaving Wyoming behind. Since we have to go that way anyway, it would make more sense to put the station somewhere here, but then I must just make a road connection. Let's just say, oh, can't do paused, of course. Now they'll probably whine about the money again. Nope, well, we'll soon. It's just a small road. Nice, so at least again we don't have to have a road connection first. And where's the station here? So on this side of the road, so let's just carry on with that.
The investors are highly displeased with the wasteful squandering of their resources, as they put it. If only they knew what everything costs.
That's 800,000, so they're willing to cough up more for the project, but I feel bad enough already, so let's see if we can get away with not doing it. Just cross the road here and then follow the road all the way back to Evanston. well, money is the issue, of course. You can't really build this in super long sections. You have to do it in quite short sections. Otherwise there's collisions and things. And then I think we'll be able to pull this one off, maybe. Yep.
We'll soon be done, but we're running out of time. We'll need to make haste if we don't want to become a laughingstock. Quickly across the river and up to Promontory Summit so that everything is ready in time for the opening ceremony. If we're lucky, we'll even make it before the competition.
Which is, of course, May 74. So we still have 4 years, I think, and exactly now 4 years. So the timing is now actually not going to be a problem. Connect the station at Promontory Summit to the existing rail network. So at least we don't have to build another station, but we do need to build a bridge now, and that is expensive, and we're in the red again. So I'm sorry. Krediet aufnemen. Thanks, guys. Much appreciated there. Believe me, this little business venture will work out. It will bear fruit eventually. Just be a bit more patient with us. So you can almost imagine now that manager or assistant there of mine, he now has to go and explain to the investors what's happening here in this project. Why are we not seeing any profits? Why do you keep asking for more money? Well, like he did say, if they only knew what everything costs. There we go. So this is another wooden bridge. I have no problem with that. We connect and that's it.
We've almost done it. Now we can finally dart across the transcontinental line in style in the first passenger train. We're certain to be greeted by a cheering crowd at every station.
Okay, pause just first. So one final task, and that's something I found in this whole campaign, which is really a nice thing. When you think you're done, there's one more thing that you have to do. So that's your final challenge. And that is now to send the inaugural train from Cheyenne to every single town and then on to Promontory Summit. It's advisable to clear the tracks before the train's journey, which is of course wise because we have someone on the tracks already and they knew that. Of course we probably would use it for the iron train, which didn't make us much profit unfortunately. So I'm very interested to figure out how to do this mission without having to take out the debt, because I don't think the train journey between the towns will really be profitable. Maybe a stagecoach could have done it. If we ran stagecoaches between the different towns, that might have worked. But then again, the distances are so long and the time is so short. That's the real thing. Anyway, let us just actually allow this to continue on to Rawlins. I'll just put a few signals on here so we can follow, and once it gets to the destination it can just wait right here until we've passed. Since it's anyway gonna take us a while. So let me just stop again and just delete there, and we have to set up the line. So it starts out here in Cheyenne, then it goes to Laramie, Rawlins, Evanston, Ogden, and Promontory Summit. Excellent. This must have been an amazing experience to have, actually gone on one of the first transcontinental trains. So let me just call this one the if I can spell Continental Express. Transcontinental Express. There we go. We don't have to worry about making money on this trip or about coming back. This is a one way for the mission to end. So luckily we should have enough to just buy a new train with the money that we've got. I'm sure we'll hear more complaints and protestations, but anyway. So this is fine. The Baldwin 6 wheels, no problem with that. It should make the journey in 4 years. Let's see. Let's make a nice dark green one of those, and one passenger car would be enough. There's only one available.
Just one vanity project such as this has the potential to ruin savvy businessmen, like our sponsors. They've granted us one final loan, but soon they'll be broke themselves.
That's true. I love how he says, ruin savvy businessmen like our sponsors, so we are not savvy businessmen. But anyway, also I like to think about, in this campaign that we really are playing just one company across the eras, and that sort of our success here will lay the foundation for the next mission. So anyway, I know financially this mission has not been profitable, but at least in the future we can make profit, I would imagine, from a transcontinental line. And as long as we make it by 74, we will have no issues. And then in the next mission we can pretend that our money there has come from this one's success. I doubt if we'll actually have any passengers, but we might get some later down the line. There we go, a lovely express train. Just close that. Pullman wagon. So let's actually just go on full speed, and we can follow it along again just like this. There we go. So we actually get to experience what the driver would see if he peeked his head out there across the vast plains. So 40 kilometers an hour. I love that they give you some info here, heading for Laramie. Even hear the birds chirping from the trees and so on. Again, the detail. So if you actually zoom into a forest, you'll hear like the branches in the wind and things like that. This is truly showing again how this team, Urban Games, they're only 9 people. I looked on their website and they've done this amazing job here. Truly commendable. There we go. So now we leave Cheyenne behind and we head off to Laramie across our bridge, but we won't even slow down because we can't even do 60 kilometers an hour yet. So Laramie is done. We'll just move on again. And there's the Indian village. Go on to the main line. Let's just hope that the other train is now stopping there in Rawlins. That signal must go up soon. Come on. Yep, okay. Was worried. What if there's now a complication here? So if this signal is up, it should mean that the other one will stop. Unless it goes to the station, the passenger station, and stops there. That also acts as a sort of a signal. But then I can just turn the cargo train back to the iron mine there. Shouldn't be an issue. It's truly a lovely line here. Again, appreciating details. So if you've come to this channel, if you're a new visitor, and you're sort of expecting like a very quick expert playthrough or something, you're not going to find that here. That's not the channel for you. I take my time. That's why I never get the medals for completing a mission on the scheduled time. But it's about the enjoyment, really. When it comes to games like this, it does have strong construction elements. It's not just a, transport game. It's constructing and thinking about your next move and managing money and things like that. So the other one is waiting there. Excellent. And that's why I just like to take my time. You can really get creative with this kind of a game, planning out your routes and things like that. Yeah, so that trend can continue now. So my playthroughs are always going to be more on the slower end, slow style, and not expert, of course, but I should have some ability, especially here because I have finished these missions already, up to the 6th one still. So now we come to this no man's land, as they said before, the vast swath of emptiness where we have to stop by the wells here. We can see Evanston there in the distance. It's a bit of encouragement for us. Just going to exit out of this quickly. Let's just see, it does. Oh, we've got some new locomotives and horse trolleys and things. But I was looking at this, so at least it's recognizing the stops that we're making. So if it didn't do that, we would have a problem. And it's only 1871. I wanted to say 1971, but no. So we're very much on schedule. Actually, far ahead of schedule. And that's again what our debt has made possible for us. So I really wonder if that iron to tools line can make substantial money to support the rest of this venture. Or if it just comes down to passengers between the towns, but then it must be a stagecoach line. It can't be a passenger rail line, because I've tried that in my previous personal game. And these missions, I've just played them through once before, so I don't want to try all the options and know all the answers. There's no fun in that. So like I said here before, I built a tunnel through this hill, which was really... I had to take, like that last loan they offered us, I even had to take that one, and it was almost not enough. So here, at least financially, I have done better. One more stop before the final one. There we go, so Ogden in Utah now. And I think after Promontory Summit, the rail line actually goes over the Great Salt Lake, if I'm not mistaken. So that would have been an interesting one to see. And that's our last stop, so we should now just be almost at the end. And just before we get there, I'll just exit out of this view. We get a bit of a nice view here of the river. Nice forests again. Okay, let me just exit. No, let me wait until we cross the bridge. I want to see what that looks like. So we've crossed, I don't know how many hundreds of miles now in real life. It must be maybe even more, 1,000 miles. I'm not sure what the distance is from Cheyenne in Wyoming to Promontory Summit in Utah, but I know it's quite far. Okay, I can just exit here. So there we are, 2 years ahead of schedule. We make the historic crossing. There we go.
The Transcontinental Railroad is complete. This masterpiece will go down in the annals of railroad history. Congratulations!
Awesome. So all the medals met except the happy investors. But over time this line will certainly become profitable, so I know they will be happy eventually. So there's that one outstanding, but at least all the others have been met. So again, there's the evidence of not an expert let's play, but at least not a totally noobish one. So the line is finished, and that's the end of this video as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying, and see you in the next one. Leave me some comments and have a fantastic day.